Hi guys, welcome back and Merry Liftmas. Ho ho ho. As I'm sure a lot of you are feeling, I am the gift that keeps on giving at the moment with your workouts and programs and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, actually, in the last week, I think the most common word I keep receiving from you lot is hate. I'm gonna put that as love. Okay, because I know some of you got some pretty tricky moves at the moment, but I'm doing it for the good for you. And then when we did the live workout, I think I got a few hate messages after that from the recordings as well. And just on that, if some of you are still wanting to do the recording, I had YouTube banned it because basically someone owns the song or whatever I played in the workout, and they blocked it. So I've had to put it on Dropbox, and so you have to download it from Dropbox for you to get the full thing. So it's not 15 minutes, it's 42 minutes long of torture / fun. But yes, so I have had a few messages. Oh, you can see my Christmas lights in the background. Oh, isn't that nice? Twinkly. So today I'm going to talk about, the Christmas period, being realistic, enjoying it, and just, stop being a bit harsh on yourself. So I've had a lot of people, particularly in the last week since we've hit December, have started to get really almost like pissed off at themselves that they haven't, counted every day, or they haven't hit a certain amount of steps, even though we've had 2 storms. So I think we need to talk about finding that balance. Oh, we have another person joining. So we need to find that balance in this, okay? So we're going to go over a few bits, and then I'm going to talk about January and all future things coming up. So firstly, let's just be honest. Christmas last year was a bit crap, wasn't it? We were all stuck in our homes and that, and I was in a particular zone in the UK where we were in a proper lockdown where we weren't allowed to see anyone for Christmas. And this year we actually get to be with loved ones, hopefully, unless our government's going to go and have another party, fuck shit up, and then kind of throw some more laws at us bastards. Anyway, so I'm not going to get political on this, don't worry. Anyway, so we have this opportunity this year where we actually get to enjoy Christmas to the fullest, whoever it is that we want to spend the time with, whether it's family, friends, or whatever. So I want you to have the best time this year. Now, if you're going to have a work Christmas do, if you've got friends to see, don't worry about it. Don't start coming to me saying, oh my God, I'm not going to count my food for this. What am I going to do? Enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to talk about how we can manipulate this in a way to help us and do what's called seasonal training. As I know, one of the girls on there, she knows what I'm all about with that. She's smiling away at me right now. So yeah, right. So where I've literally written the biggest list for me to get through on this. So obviously, when you're still at work for at least another week or so, or studying or whatever, so during those like Monday to Friday, we can have a little bit of focus, can't we? There's no point kind of completely throwing it in the fuck it bucket, as they call it. We can still have that sort of maintenance of keeping on things like at least our protein levels, eating a lot of fruit and veggies, and just eating well. Don't get me wrong, if you want to have a mince pie or whatever, a hot chocolate that's got gingerbread spices in it, which is so good, obviously enjoy it. But I just say, just be balanced with it. So if you are hell-bent on sticking to a fat loss program during this festive period, fine. I'm not against that. I'm all for it if that's what you think, you can stick to it. But instead of making yourself flipping miserable for this, find that time for the calories. And I've talked about this before, being balanced, like whether it's calorie banking or whether it's working backwards in the day. So working out what you're having for dinner and lunch, blah, 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 work it backwards. So then you actually then can still fit in like that really delicious treat or whatever it is that you want to have. Or if it's, I don't know, glühwein or something like that, if you're going to go to like, I don't know what they call Christmas, like fair or something, just make sure you take your COVID pass, okay? Anyway, so you can do things like calorie banking for the weekends if you're really worried about that. So I would always say, though, don't do it drastically. I would want you to do no more than 100 calories a day taken away from what your current target is. So, for example, if your current target is 1,700 calories 5 days per week, you could either do it to 1,650 or 1,600 and just do that on the days of work. And then at the weekend, oh my God, you've got like, up to 500 extra calories, but you haven't done it to a point where you are absolutely miserable or fatigued and letting your training be affected. So you can do that. Okay. And then at the weekends, when you do go out, stop feeling guilty, have a great time. There's so many delicious things that we can go and eat now. And I am a massive sucker for Christmas meals at the moment. And this weekend, I'm going out for a special meal for Tom's birthday. And I'm not going to feel guilty. I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to have 3 courses. Oh, and I'm going to have a takeaway as well on Saturday night. Can't wait. So it's about kind of being realistic with yourself as well. So what can you do with that? So firstly, fit in your sessions, okay? Unless you are doing back-to-back events or whatever, or you are in retail or something like that, and you're working extra hours, or you're in the events industry, then, it's going to be harder for you to fit in your workouts. But for the rest of us, I'm going to be honest, rosters for crew are kind of similar, maybe a little bit busier, but you can still fit in your sessions, okay? Like I've always said, find a plan that works for you to fit it in. If we start neglecting the sessions as well, and then eating probably a bit more food than usual, you're only going to be like, oh my God, just body fat, and I feel sluggish, I have got no energy, I haven't bothered to work out all week, and it's just going to be a kind of a rippling effect. Whereas if you're fitting your sessions in, you're moving your body, you're lifting well, or getting your steps in, still going for those runs, you're going to feel great. Okay. So if you have that bit of extra food, you're probably going to feel even better with your workouts. And you might find, for example, you all do resistance training, you might find you lift heavier because you've got more energy to do it. So in some ways, this is when I come into seasonal training. So during the festive period and up to through to like sort of mid-January for me, I use it as gaining stage time. I use this time to build lean tissue. So I will train heavier and stronger, and I'll do more hypertrophy training and strength training, which is pretty much in most of your programs. I will do that because I'm having that a lot of extra food. Those muscles, they're going to want that food. They're going to want that baby. So you can think about that and like kind of utilize that. Whereas if you keep eating a lot more than usual during the festive period, and then you're not moving, well, you're just going to gain body fat really, and then you're just going to lose your motivation, lose your mojo, as it were. Okay, so we can easily, during this time where it's darker, colder and stuff, we can easily find excuses, but this is the stage now where we need to not be lazy, basically. Okay, so I'm in agreement. It is difficult now to get as much steps in for a lot of us because it's either cold, wet, or whatever. So there can be other ways that we can talk, and we can talk about it individually. So whether that's increasing your cardio, once or twice a week, instead making you do those classes, or making you go, before your session or after your session, you go on the bike or the treadmill or something like that. If you're at the gym, there are ways around it that you're still moving your body. Okay. But that's what I'm saying is obviously enjoy the festive period, but don't get lazy. Okay. So the time to relax, really, if you were obviously at home for Christmas, or spending time with loved ones, the 23rd of December, sort of that area, through to the 2nd of January, I really don't want any of you tracking. I don't want any of you even thinking about it. I want you to just have a wonderful time, okay? I want you to enjoy all the wine, all the Baileys, all the food. It is Christmas. It is a chance for us to have a great time. And I'm sure you see it all the time with like loads of coaches and PTs. They're all like, they always put it like, eat the damn mince pie. Well, I'm agreeing with that basically. During that time, so what? Okay, we'll talk about January in a moment, but that's the time where you completely relax. But what I say is with that, don't be almost shocked when there is weight gain over that. Okay. I'm going to put it into perspective. No matter what, in a space of a week, you're not going to gain like 4 kilos of body fat. It is literally impossible. Okay. It's not going to happen. Most of that is going to be down to digestion, water retention, all kinds of things going on in your body. So it's just physically not possible to put on that much unless down to medical reasons, but predominantly you're not. Okay. So just relax. So if you see a higher scale weight, very normal. Okay. Just kind of embrace it and it will come off a lot quicker than you expect in January when we get that focus back and like game face back on. What else was I going to say? But yeah, during this time, no matter what, we can still eat well, okay? Still get those 5 to 7 portions of fruit and veg a day. This time of year, there's a lot of bugs. Now this whole thing, COVID's blowing up again. There's flus, there's all kinds of things going on. So if we eat well, we're going to feel better, okay? So it's very easy to kind of make room for the calories where it is literally beige food. Don't worry, I've been there many times. Or just chocolate and sweets and stuff. Like I say, plan out your protein goal and your fruit and veggies, then fit in all the fun stuff like during the boring working weeks. And then at the weekends, if you go and eat a load of shit, that's fine. Look, it's literally a matter of a few weeks. And then January, we're getting that game face on again. So think about that, all right? And try and get as much fresh produce into you as possible as well. It's going to make you feel better. So it's quite easy in the winter to kind of lean towards a lot of takeaways constantly. And that's all very well, but I would still say kind of be quite careful falling into that. I would say, you know, stick to not having it too often, because that in itself, even though it's fine and it's calories, extra food, oh, I'm going to train well with it, but your body also with trans fats kind of doesn't know what to do with it and won't use it for nutritional purposes. So what I mean by that, it will just store as body fat, but also it won't help you with your training. So if we're eating quite a few takeouts and things every week, you're not really going to fuel yourself for your sessions. Whereas if you do try and keep it balanced, so you still find, you know, the pleasures in both sides, then you're going to reap rewards and you're going to feel good from your sessions predominantly. But even if we eat more calories for the next 3 weeks or whatever, if you are able to at least stick to your protein targets that I've set for you individually, that's going to help in terms of just maintaining or building your lean tissue. Okay. So if we're eating those extra calories, we're eating that protein, you're building that wall and you are building that lean tissue. So that will make a difference as well. So basically eat lots of protein and your fruit and veg, fit in all the fun stuff as well. You're on to a winner during this period. Okay. With that also, I want you to think about multivitamins, supplementation this time of year. Obviously, I'm not qualified to tell you about supplementation, but I can tell you, you know, it is a good thing to get things like vitamin D supplements. We're all lacking a bit of vitamin D at the moment, and just the multivitamins in general. You're just going to feel more energized. Again, with Christmas time, although I say get the 5 to 7 portions of fruit and veg a day, I'm realistic. You're not going to do that all the time. I don't, but I'm trying. So the multivitamins will help boost that, okay? You want to have a boost of phytochemicals in your body, which then supports your immune system, but also enables full good functioning of your body. So you do want to do that. So it's definitely worth it for sure. Cool. So what I'll do is I'll then finish off talking about January, okay? So let's be honest, January is going to be hard. We all go through that lull in January where we're all broke. We've all spent our money from the festive period, although I think I've already hit that stage. We're broke. We've gained weight during the festive period. We kind of go, oh, it's cold, it's dark, it's miserable. What is there to look forward to? That kind of thing. So this is where we find motivation plummets. So actually, normally people expect PTs to get a high influx of customers in January. Not the case, actually. It's normally February where people normally come in, because January seems to be the time where depression is at its highest and people are feeling their worst. So This is where, this is where I'm going to come in for your accountability come the 3rd of January with the first load of check-ins, which I can admit everyone's going to be like, ugh. But I'm there to kind of wake up, shake up, get you guys back in the zone and be excited for it. So some of you are doing the photo shoot, which is awesome and it's going to be great. So there's a target there already. So when I say that, it's more that you feel your best and you'll have 12 weeks until the shoot when we start again, which is, I definitely timed that well. And I definitely booked the booking. So it was 12 weeks. Am I thinking that? Yeah. But then there's obviously others who are not doing the shoot, but you need to find that focus again. So this is where I'm going to bring in like challenges for you all, whether it's I set where you all have to do the class or something like that once a week. I'm not sure what it'll be. Maybe I'll open up like a panel or something for you all to kind of chip in and say what it is that you'd like me to set for you in terms of a challenge, whether it is cardio focus, whether it's outdoor focus, whatever it be. I'm happy, but I want it to be something that's going to give you drive and you enjoy. Because it's all very well me saying, oh, you need to do my class once per week. But if it's not something that you enjoy, then why would you? So it's something that we're going to go over in the new year. But I do like setting challenge because I feel like that gives people a good drive. And also, I want to plan more events with you lot next year. It's not just going to be photo shoots. I'm looking at other things. I really like the thought of arranging a meetup where we do like, I don't know, if I can hire somewhere and we can do a class together or something like that. And I think that'd be sick. I have great fun, a whole day where we all get together. So I'm looking at things to do next year where we have that drive of there's this event coming up. So I want to kind of boost your energy again next year. So watch this space. I am trying to plan all these many things that go on in this head with thick hair. But yeah, like I say, please, if you have any suggestions or ideas, then please message me. It would be amazing to do lots of events next year. And then looking at, I have spoken to a photographer as well to do a beach photo shoot next year near me, which would be very cool. And they've set the price already. And I think it's very good. And they are incredible. So I am thinking about that as well. So there's lots of things that I want to kind of get you excited for in the new year. All right. Now, January doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. So if we have like for you, like new workouts will be uploaded for you all. So a lot of you are starting to get a couple now, but then quite a lot of you, it seems to be timing with your sessions that you'll get the new lot and you won't start it until the new year. So that's something else to be excited for because it's like something different for you. So that's another thing that I think will be really, really cool. And the other thing I want to bring back is talking about what are you proud of again? I feel like that is kind of slacked off a bit recently and not many people are telling me what they're actually really happy with. Don't get me wrong. I've had like one of the girls this week, she's been going through a tough interview stage and she got the job. She got picked by so many people. So that's an achievement. So I want to start you guys telling me what you're really proud of. It doesn't just have to be about your workouts. It could be something to do with your social life, could be about your career, anything. Okay, yes, I am an online PT, but I am a wellness coach at the end of the day. So the 2 and 2 go together in terms of mental health. So, 2 and 2 is actually many things. So you've got social health, mental health, emotional health, and physical health. So there's all these things that we need to start tying them back in together. So yeah, basically finishing up this webinar is just saying, have a great Christmas, make the most of it, and just have the best time with loved ones. Yeah, cool. So I'm going to stop recording there, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Merry Liftmas!